Let's go. It's your man Mike Bowens coming to you once again live and direct. Listen, I got another powerful message for you. This message is entitled, Life is Not Easy. I said it, life is not easy. Listen, in life, you're going to face circumstances. You're going to face obstacles. You're going to face things that's going to make you want to quit. That's going to want to make you give up. But that's when that faith in God, that belief in yourself, that belief in your goals, in your dreams, in your visions must kick in. Listen, if it was easy, everybody be doing it. Now everybody has the discipline. I hear a lot of people say to me and they email me, Mike, I want to do this, and Mike, I want to do that, and I want my life to be better. And I talk to them 3 years later, 5 years later. Hey, did you buy the property yet? No, I'm still working on that. Did you join the gym yet? No, I'm still thinking about that. Did you go back to school and get your degree yet? No, I'm still thinking about that. I'm still processing that. Time waits for no man. What are we waiting for? Right? Life is not going to be easier because you sit back and wait, because you're afraid to, face the reality. Listen, you got to make a plan. You got to have a vision. And when you find out what it is that you want to do, you got to spend every waking moment trying to pursue what it is what God put in your heart to do. People always say, oh, I want a better life, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. But when they're going to pull a trigger, when they're going to move forward, they're constantly talking about what they want to do, but never taking the steps to do it. Now listen, I remember when my vehicle got repossessed, right? I had a goal, I had a dream of being a pastor at one point in time, moving my whole family from New York to Atlanta. And we were so excited. Got down there, we had a certain amount of money saved up, and within a few months, that money was gone. And while we're working and trying to spread the word about our new ministry in Atlanta, it never got off the ground, right? Working odd jobs just to try to keep things afloat. It was the toughest time of my life, right? But nobody can say that I never pursued the dream. Nobody can say that I never went after it. And so 2 evictions later, right, my wife and I and my kids decided to pack it up, move back to New York. But my house at the time was being rented out, so I couldn't move back to the house. Well, we had to go. We had to move to my in-laws' house in a 1-bedroom basement. 5 people living in a 1-bedroom basement, right? And we were living there all cramped up together, and I remember laying there and I felt like I had an out-of-body experience. I was so frustrated. I was so angry about how I felt that life didn't give me what I wanted. But guess what? God never said life was going to be easy. Sometimes you're going to go down the path and you're thinking you're going to get the lights, but you may end up in the basement. And so I was in that basement, and every day I used to get up and go outside, and there was a park not a few blocks away, and I used to go there and just walk. And just walk and talk, walk and pray, walk and think, walk and talk, walk and get some air, walk and get some movement. So I was able to get a job from there, and then get my house back, renovate the house, start my business up again, right? But it took a while. It took at least 2 years for me to get back to what I had before. And that was a true determination. That was a true test of if I was going to give up or if I was going to keep moving forward. But I thought to myself, I have these kids that's dependent on me. And shoot, I don't want to live like this. I want a better life than this. And so I'll never forget, I had to make the decision when I got my house back, because we had a brand new minivan, but we had to renovate the house, and we had to have food to eat, and we had to pay out normal bills. Do I keep this car, it's a luxurious minivan, or do I let it go and take the bus or walk to work, which was an hour away, walking? And where I live at, it gets extremely cold. I had to let the minivan go. I wasn't calling nobody, can you send me some money so I can get to work? No, I'm a grown man. So that's why with these people who are so-called associates or whatever, will say to me, I know who my true friends are. When I'm going through hard times and they don't reach out to me and offer me the finances that I need. I'm like, what? Offer you the finances that you need to help you when you're in a jam? Do you know what I had to go through? Could I call somebody when my house was on foreclosure block? I had to come up with that money to pay the bank so I could have my house. I had to give up my van, right? When I didn't have the money between van or food, van or renovation, van or start my business up again, right? And so I had to make those decisions. I can't call nobody else to bail me out of the bad choices that I have made in my past. No, because life is not easy and life doesn't work that way. And so I was walking every day to work, an hour each time. And while I was walking, I had to constantly keep myself motivated. I had to constantly think of the goodness of God. I had to constantly think of why my life was getting better. I had to keep my mind stayed on a positive future. I had to keep my mind stayed on the new business I was starting. I had to keep my mind stayed on living and not dying in the situation I was in. You hearing me? I had to keep my mind on something better and bigger than what I was currently facing. Because when you're walking, it's -5 degrees outside and your face feel like it's gonna fall off. You gotta wear a mask, right? You gotta wear those ski masks, right? And like 10 jackets, and you can't even walk. You feel like a mummy. And you're just walking and walking and walking. Your mind has to be your greatest asset. You got to constantly think about you're gonna make it through this. God is with you. You're gonna make it through this, right? It's not always gonna be this way. You're gonna make it through this. It's hard right now, but it's gonna get better. It's tough right now, but it's gonna get better. And I had to constantly think like that for the hour walk there and the hour walk back. And sometimes I'll get up at 11 o'clock at night. Sometimes I'll get up at midnight. And the later it gets, the colder it gets. And so when the wind would be blowing, -5 degrees outside and I'm walking. You think anybody, and I seen some people that I knew, you think they was gonna stop their car? Hey, boo boo, come on, get a ride. No. If I didn't pay for a cab, nobody was stopping for me. I had to walk. But you know what? It built me. It made me into who I am today. It made me the grinder that I am today. It made me the person who has a vision and say, if I made it through that, in the situation I'm in now, I can only go to higher heights, higher levels. That's why the daycare business that I started with my wife is booming, because God allowed us to go through the tough times and make it through that and reshape our business. And now we're able to thrive and prosper. And now as we are investing in rental properties, we're going to even go to a higher level because our mindset is so much different. So I want to encourage somebody out there today. Life is not easy, but if you keep your mind stayed on your vision, if you keep your mind stayed on your goals while you're working through it, then there's nothing that you cannot achieve and there's nothing that you cannot make it through. Hope this message encouraged somebody out there that though you're going through a tough time, though you're fighting battles, though it seems like you're not going to make it, if you can keep your mind stayed on God, He'll keep you in perfect peace. If you can keep your mind stayed on the goal that you're trying to accomplish, you will make it. Until next time, this is your man Mike Bowens, and I'm signing off saying, be blessed.